I am sure sports. You know me there. I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that mean me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that mean me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that mean me not say it. Know who score, that mean me not say it. Never know the game play, that mean me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here, so. For your soccer news, then come over here, so. If you don't love sports, still come over here, so. For the date, don't you want to love over here, so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these proper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
I am sure sports. You know me there. I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that mean me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that mean me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that mean me not say it. Know who score, that mean me not say it. Never know the game play, that mean me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here, so. For your soccer news, then come over here, so. If you don't love sports, still come over here, so. For the date, don't you want to love over here, so.
All right. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. We have a next good one lined up for you this evening. You understand me? We have a wonderful program in store for you as we look at the NBA playing tournament. We also be looking at the NBA playoffs itself. We have a educated group of panelists who will be joining us this evening as we are on for an hour to really look at this, look at the prospects of individual teams and players who will make their mark on this whole postseason NBA time, right? Who will project themselves in the West and who will project themselves in the East. Interesting times ahead of us. We have Pioneer who will be on with us. We have GStar who will be on with us. We have Countryman. I mean, you know these names. These guys are always on the radio on KLAS Sports Desk weekly. We have Diego Ogilvy, right? And so if you're on, please like and share. Let somebody know that we are on. You know, we're waiting on some more viewers. So remember, just go on right now, check it out. If you're hearing this, share it, man. Tag somebody, let them know that we are ready to go. Yeah, man, it's going to be a good one, a really, really good one. Yeah, we're going to see what the Golden States are going to do. Find out if LeBron James can pull it off for the Lakers, or will the Knicks surprise? What about the Miami Heat? Will they pull off what they did in the playoffs last season? Or will the Clippers finally, make something? Will they? We don't know, but let us know what your thoughts are. And so we're waiting on you to join. You understand me? Welcome, Countryman. You understand? We don't want you just be there and I send you the link, so you're supposed to hit that link so you can come and join the panel. We want to hear from you because we know you're an expert basketball analyst. You understand me? But we have Countryman who has joined us, but we don't want him to be in the comment section there. We want him to come on because he's, like I say, he has a lot of basketball knowledge, and we need to hear from him. But we have GStar here, so we're going to bring on GStar, and you know, yeah, this is GStar. He not only talks basketball, but he plays basketball. GStar, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, Mannings, man?
All right, wonderful man, wonderful. Doing well, doing well. Pioneer is on his way and thing. All right, look like I'm fixing him camera. Yeah, so that's GStar. He'll be with us this evening. Mr. Holmes, blessing. Remember, once you come on, you like and you share, let us know. If you have a comment as we begin to speak and things, let us know. All right, GStar, seeing that you're the first on, I mean, you want to give us your overview of the playing tournaments. What are your expectations in terms of what will be the outcome of the 7-8 matchup and the 9-10 matchup, and which two teams you believe will make it
So
to
the East first? The East?
8th spot in the East and the
All
7th
right.
and the 8th spot in the
All right.
West
So the East,
when the
the
playing is
East
over.
is so the East 7-8 is Wizards versus who? Wizards versus Celtics, right?
Yeah,
You can hear me
Celtics and
properly?
Wizards.
Yeah. So the big thing for me is that Jaylen Brown, an All-Star, has been injured for the Boston Celtics. When you look at the Washington Wizards, they've been making a nice run at the end of the season. I don't know what's the record in the last 20 games, but if I could guess, I would say it's about 15-5 or 16-4 in their last 20 games, right? So they're finishing strong. Russell Westbrook, as we now know, is fourth season averaging a triple-double. He's also come on and playing stronger. They got Bradley Beal, the second leading scorer in the NBA, a 32-point scorer who is exceptional at putting the ball in the basket. And they have some guys like Hachimura who those guys are decent. So who do I think is gonna win the game? I think Washington Wizards. They have momentum on their side, and I think that they feel good about themselves. While the Boston Celtics, they're kind of like an anchor is weighing them down at the end of the season. I'm rooting for the Celtics, but I think Washington will go through. And then the other game, who have in the other game? The Hornets versus
Indiana.
the Indiana Pacers.
And the,
Well,
and the winner of that game will play the loser of the Washington Boston game. So
yeah.
the
Oh, and by the
7-8 team
way,
have a
yeah. And by the way, if Washington Wizards win that 7-8 matchup, that means that they're going to play the Brooklyn Nets. So that's going to be Russell Westbrook against Kevin
Kevin
Durant
Durant. There you go.
in playoffs, right? So getting back to 9-10 now, you got LaMelo Ball. For me, he's the one worth watching in this. From the rip, rookie season, makes the playoffs, and you have to. I think that LaMelo is a big part of them even making this playing game because of just the feel good vibes that he had and that he brought to the team. I'm not saying he's the only player because you have Miles Bridges, I think Devontae Graham, PJ Washington, Cody Zeller, a bunch of all right players, right? Indiana has the one All-Star, Sabonis.
Yeah.
Arvidas Sabonis' son.
What about
I
Brogdon?
can't remember. I think Brandon might be hurt. I haven't seen Brandon on the floor for a while, right? So that's another thing that we'd have to look at. Everybody knows about LeBron James is injured, but there's a lot of other people going into the playoffs that we might not see, right? And Karis LeVert, he plays for the Pacers. From COVID protocols, he's not going to be there. So it should be an even matchup. I guess at the end of the day, I think it's 50-50. And I personally want Charlotte to win because they're more exciting.
Okay. So
And
based
the
on
West.
that, then you believe Washington will win the game against the Boston Celtics? right? Do you think
Yeah.
the Boston Celtics will still make it? I mean, by beating either Indiana or beating
Yes, I do.
Charlotte, right? So
Yes.
you're projecting that
Boston.
Boston will
Philly,
end up playing
Boston.
Philadelphia 76ers in the first round.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So your prediction is that 1 versus 8 will be Philadelphia versus Boston. 7-2 matchup will be Brooklyn versus Washington. The
Yeah.
3-6 matchup is already set, which is Miami Heat versus the Milwaukee Bucks, and the 4-5 is the New
Yeah.
York Knicks versus the Atlanta Hawks. Now,
You
who
want to
are
talk about that
you?
one? You want to talk about
Huh?
that one as a New York fan? As a New York fan, you want to talk about that one?
No, man,
Or to
we
keep
can
it?
talk about the 4 and 5. We know who's going to win the 4 and 5 already. You
Let's
know,
talk about it. You go
that's kind
ahead.
of
You
easy.
go
That's
ahead.
kind of easy to predict. New York Knicks definitely. Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
we defeated Atlanta 3-0 in the regular season. Means though one game they didn't have Young, but we didn't
Yeah.
have Derrick Rose for 2 of the games.
You know what the key words in that whole sentence was?
Regular season.
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah, regular season. Regular season. Atlanta, to me, Atlanta has more talent. Atlanta has more talent.
Yeah, but
For me,
they're not a very well. The truth is that the New York Knicks is a top defense in the league. Atlanta Hawks don't
fifth, number
rank in the
five.
top 10. Atlanta Hawks don't rank in the top 10 in scoring or in defense.
So this should be an interesting experiment, right?
Right.
In terms of
So
offense
we are
and
pretty
defense.
the Knicks are pretty close to them in terms of offensive play and miles ahead of them in defense.
You sure about that?
I don't think there's any. They have good players, but I think Trey Young and Derrick
Yeah.
Rose cancels out each other. All right.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, man.
Don't do that.
At the
No,
level that
man, don't
Derrick
do
Rose
that.
is playing now,
Ice
the
Tray,
level Derrick Rose is playing now.
Ice Tray is a borderline all-star, and he was an all-star last year. Look at his numbers.
No, man, I'm not disputing that. But Derrick Rose,
No,
for
you
the
can't say
last
that. No,
20
you
games,
can't
is
say
playing at an
that.
all-star level.
Derrick Rose is playing at a what? At
Derrick
an
Rose, for the
all-star
last 20
level.
games, playing at an
What's the
all-star level,
average?
man.
All right, so tell me, what's he averaging in the last 20 games?
In the last 20 games, averaging
Yeah,
21 points.
you got that? That's a stat?
Yeah. And
Okay,
like
that's
6
good.
assists.
Okay, that's good.
And like,
Okay,
so he's playing at an all-star level.
okay, fair. All right, all right. But you still have to give Trey Young the matchup.
I don't think Capella is a good defender. I don't think Gallinari defends well.
Yeah. Capella, here one with Capella now, you know. Capella is I think he's like a 15 point, 14 rebound player still, you know. So don't sleep on Clint Capella. He's the league leading rebounder this year. And you know he's a shot blocker. So they have a nice team. I'm talking about Huerta. I'm talking about the kid from Duke. Oh gosh, I can't remember his name right now. And then the second year player from Virginia, DeAndre Hunter. They have
Yeah.
Gallinari, as you said. They have Lou Williams, right? Remember they gave away Rondo, you know, right? So them side big, you know. Atlanta side big. They're a big liquid. They're a big liquid side as an upcoming side. So
I
don't be
think,
twisted, man. Yeah.
let me say this. I think the most interesting matchup in the East right now, in the first round, in my opinion, I think
Yeah.
the most interesting matchup is the Milwaukee Bucks versus
Miami Heat.
versus Miami.
That's
All
the
right. I
biggest,
think,
absolutely, for sure.
uh,
No, I
I
agree
think,
that that's the biggest first round matchup.
yeah, I think so. I think that is going to be the matchup that all of us should probably look out for, because for some reason I think the Miami Heat will beat them.
I don't think this year. I don't think
I
this
think the
year.
Miami Heat have more weapon. When you look at Andre Iguodala, Adebayo,
Let me start with Jimmy Butler and Bam, yeah.
Jimmy Butler. I mean, Dragic, Tyler Hero, Robinson, Trevor
Yeah.
Ariza, Kendrick Nunn. I mean, their rotation is a solid rotation, right? I mean, the Bucks have a good starting 5, but how much deeper do they go?
Not much deeper. There's like the dude from Duke, the shooter,
Yeah.
Pat Connaughton,
All right.
and I
Right
think the
now,
other
I have a
other
Miami Heat.
midfielder,
I have a Miami. Hold on, GStar. I have Pinea, who's a Miami Heat. He knows the Miami Heat thing. He supports the Miami Heat. So let me ask him, but add him and then find out from him. This
Yeah,
people,
man.
this is the man they call Pinea, the controversial, you understand me, expressive, KLASFM caller. Pinea, how you doing?
Fine, eh? Big up yourself, sir.
You not.
Never, never, never.
What's
Go
up,
on,
Yeah,
fine.
him have on him
I
mask.
go on
I don't know the
GStar.
man driving off on him mask, man. Are you driving off on him mask, man?
Brother,
We're not hearing you clearly, no. We're not hearing you clearly.
America, me live, brother. So me rule, brother.
We're
Yeah,
not hearing you
so what
clearly.
you saying about the Heat now? Fine action.
Well, I tell you, G-Star, me the man with the heat now, We stay under the radar, whatever troubles come, From 1995, from the day Pat Riley leave the Knicks and take up the Heat, I am a Heat fan. So it's not there. We've been through the struggles, we've been through the war, we've been through the fight. I want the New York Knicks in the first round, but something I want them to trash them so bad. Because you remember that
The
war
world
and
want the
stuff.
Knicks to win.
Yeah, you will want the Knicks win.
No, the world want the Knicks to win. I personally, I want the Knicks to lose.
Them bum in New York who think they're entitled to want the Knicks to win. That's what they think. They want.
But I'll tell you this. What I'll give the Heats with, I believe the Heats are going to beat Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Heat are going to beat Milwaukee, which would mean that they will end up playing Philadelphia.
I don't know
Well,
who
no.
the Heat is going
They'll
to
play
win
Brooklyn.
or who they're going to beat. I am just saying I'm a Heat fan, I'm a Heat lifer, and I'm with the Heat wherever they go. I'm not picking them to go to the NBA final like what happened in the bubble last year. I don't think we're going to make it that far, but I'm accepting whatever we go.
You
My
feel them
thing
can
is,
beat the Bucks?
I am sitting here praying that the Lakers don't make it to the finals because I hate LeBron bootlickers and want them to suffer.
All right, hold on. Bring it back. Bring it back to the Milwaukee now. All right. Tell us why you feel the Heat can win. They have too much weapons. That's what you're saying. Can I counter?
I haven't said that. No, G-Star. I did not say it.
No, man, I said that. I said that. So let me tell you why I believe that. I believe the Heat, I think Eric Spoelstra is a better coach, number one.
The best.
All right?
The best in the league right now. The best in the league.
He's a better coach. I think they have, number two, I think they have more playoff experience there. Players who have been to the NBA final, won the NBA final. I think they have a better rotation. When you talk about the size that they start with and players coming off the bench, they have a better unit. Because I don't think Milwaukee goes 5 deep. Let me give you again. Adebayo is good. Iguodala is good. Robinson is good. Tyler Hero is good. Dragic is good. Butler is good. You have the experience of Ariza.
Butler's great.
You have none. That's 8 players. That's an 8-player rotation.
Yeah, we have a solid team, We have
no, man, the side nice to know, but here's my counteraction or what I believe. Let me just say that. What I believe is say Giannis. I'm not going to say that he's Michael Jordan, but you see losing and what losing does when you have heart, it sharpens the sword. And you say Giannis is not my baller. Kevin Durant is my baller, right?
Kevin Durant, my
but
baller.
Giannis feel the pain of losing.
Giannis,
so what does that mean? That means
Giannis have that thing on his, what you call it. He have that bullseyes on his head right now, and it's time. If the Bucks or the 76ers don't come out of the East this year, better we just rip those team apart and break those players up and let some people and start all over again.
I agree with that.
Keep the core and start all over again, especially with Milwaukee.
And you said that though, that urgency, that this squad knows that they need to do it now, because if they don't, just like Pinea said, they could get torn apart, right? So there's a drive within the team. They brought in Drew Holiday, and you say people might say, what's the difference this year? Drew Holiday. They traded Drew Holiday for Eric Bledsoe. Drew Holiday is a better defender. He's a better shooter. And let me say this. This is very important. I've watched the Brooklyn Nets play all year. There's only one person that clamped Kyrie Irving, and that was Drew Holiday, right?
But
That's a big deal. Drew Holiday is an
but
exceptional
G-Star,
defender.
but
Yeah,
G-Star, well, we had it. There's it. Hold up. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Go on. Let me give me a sec.
yeah. So
Yeah, I mean,
so there's that. All right, and then Chris
let me,
Middleton is
Let me
steady.
hear
So
final shot.
yeah, man.
yeah, what I was saying now, right? Kyrie Irving, one guy slowing down Kyrie Irving don't even gonna work, because here what happened. They might not gonna get all the defensive stops they want, but the Nets is going to score 135 to 150 points every night. It's hard for anybody to keep up with that, and you can't stop all three at that big three. So you have to pick your poison each night, and it's only one you can harass each night. So you still have
For
two
sure.
dangerous people to deal with.
Yeah, man.
I presently right now KD is my boy, and you know what happened. I want KD to win as much championship he can win to prove to LeBron that this is real. You played me when you went to Miami and stopped my first championship, and I'm going to do everything it takes to make sure you don't win one. I like the revenge tour KD is on with LeBron James right now. I want him to win, and I don't see them losing presently, even though the defense is not all that. But when you have a Brook Lopez, and them other guys and they putting up all that amount of points, man. It's hard for anybody to beat them, man. You just gotta sit there and pray that somebody, oh God, I hope somebody get hurt. I hope somebody get hurt. And I
Yeah.
hope it's KD. If you're not, if you have trouble with James Harden and Kyrie, because James Harden right now, he changes his game to suit Kyrie and KD. But when one of them is out, he's gonna show up and he's gonna do damage, and then they have the people to back them up. This year, that James Harden have the team right now, So I just said the Nets' championship are bust for me, brother.
No, of course.
And I'm
Of course.
saying, here's the
Nothing but
thing.
NBA title.
But let me come back to the Milwaukee Bucks. Let me tell you why I believe Miami gonna beat them. Because we're talking about, I think Miami would challenge Brooklyn more than even Milwaukee. Why? Because Jimmy Butler can lock down. I believe Jimmy Butler can lock down Drew Holiday. And if Drew Holiday is
Okay.
locked down,
All
like I
right.
said, let Giannis score. Who else is on Middleton? Because Trevor Ariza and Iguodala can lock down Middleton. Who are they going to use to stop Tyler Hero and Robinson? That is the
Oh,
problem.
yeah.
Miami Heat
Yes,
is
sir.
a better all-round team.
You're right. If Miami is going to win, they have to win strength in numbers. If Miami
Yeah.
can win, right? But I just think Milwaukee's big three will just be too much. And the big three is Holiday, Middleton, and Giannis,
Yeah.
right? All right. So what the next one now? In the West, playing game.
Well, no, we're not the West yet because we still have
Which
the
one?
Philadelphia versus Boston.
No, man, that's a walkover. Philadelphia, Boston's a walkover. That's gonna be
Okay.
4-1. Gentleman sweep or a sweep.
There's
Okay.
it. How many
Yeah.
them that there's it?
You
So
can
who's
go you're playing game.
Yo, excuse me. Let me give my boy a plug, man. When you tell your people when they go to Philly, they gotta go to Desi's Jamaican restaurant. What's the address? 4945 Frankfurt Avenue. Go there, you get the best Jamaican food from Desi's Jamaican restaurant, man. Give my boy a plug. I'm gonna get him to see if he can wanna do something for your podcast, all right?
Yeah, man. Des is in Philly.
Yeah. So, geez, what I'm saying that. So once we get past the first round, who are the teams that are going to come out
What you have in there?
from the first round?
In the East?
Philadelphia.
You're talking about in the East? Philadelphia.
Brooklyn.
Sorry.
I'm saying Atlanta. You're saying New York.
Right. I'm saying New York.
All right. And then now we have the Nets versus Washington. The
No,
Nets
yeah,
Africa
right.
Tour.
So the Nets coming out, Philadelphia
Yeah.
coming out. You pick You pick Atlanta, I pick New York. What about the
3-6.
Miami,
I can
Milwaukee?
pick
Who you picking?
Milwaukee. So it can be Nets versus Bucks.
You know, go back up
Okay,
now.
And Philly versus Atlanta. And then you said
so we
Philly
differentiate
versus.
there.
I'm,
So
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
there we
about to
have
mute my
two
mic for a
different.
minute.
Yeah,
Huh?
man. Yes, connection.
Hey, you're muting your mic, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm getting muted mic for a minute.
Okay, right. So, all right. So with those matchup now, what it would mean is if it come out the way I say, it would mean that the New York Knicks will play Philadelphia
Yeah.
and Brooklyn would play Miami. If it goes your way, it would be Milwaukee
Yeah.
versus Philadelphia
Nets. No,
versus
Milwaukee
Nets
versus Brooklyn. Yeah.
versus Nets and Philadelphia
Yeah.
versus Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then, but
Yeah.
either way, what we can both agree on is that Philadelphia and Brooklyn
Philadelphia
going to
and
come out.
Brooklyn. Yeah.
Right,
All right. So again,
right,
you can complete the bracket or you can go to the next side.
right. And that would be now Brooklyn coming out of the East.
Yeah. I'm saying
So
you can complete the bracket on the
once you
East.
get past the first round, everything is predictable.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Because you think what
So
Philly
you
get run
think
over
upset could come?
Philly get run over. I think the upsets are in the West. Philly get run over Atlanta or New York. We can agree on that, right? And then we say what Brooklyn.
Yeah, you
Brooklyn
said
for
Brooklyn and
me,
Milwaukee.
yeah. If it was Miami, I feel that Brooklyn would run over Miami. I think if it was Milwaukee, it'd be harder for Brooklyn. Assuming everybody is healthy, I think it's gonna be Brooklyn and Philly. And
Okay,
then Brooklyn beating Philly in the Eastern Conference Finals.
okay, all right, predictable. All right, let's go over to the Western Conference. In the Western Conference, the playing tournament will be the first game is the Lakers versus Golden State, and then it is San Antonio versus Memphis, right? So
Yeah.
the winner holds 7th spot. The loser plays the winner of the Memphis San Antonio Spurs, which I think at the end of it all, Lakers and Warriors are going to be 7th and 8th seed. What do you think?
Yeah. All right. Here we are. I just can I just tell you what I want first? Because the Clippers, I feel so the Clippers run from the Lakers, and I'm very disappointed in the Clippers for that, right? What I would love is for the Warriors to beat the Lakers, right? So that means Warriors can be at 7, and then they'll know the Lakers win the playing game against Memphis. So
Yeah.
Memphis would be so Lakers would be at 8, and they would play Utah in the first round, and then they'd buck the Clippers in the second round. That's what I want to happen. But more than likely, I would say the Lakers are going to run over the Warriors, and the Warriors is my side, right? In the West. But
No,
the Lakers get
G-Star,
Steph Curry.
G-Star.
Yeah.
I've been muted for a minute. Come on now, don't do that. Don't do us that. The Warriors is not
What?
our side, man. We are LeBron haters united. We don't, so we go with any team that we think can beat him. But we are not Warriors fan, man. Say it. Who's your team, G-Star? I see you got on that New York orange, son. What's up?
No man, this is Netherlands. My team, Brooklyn, Toronto, Warriors.
Okay, well, you what no. Well, me don't tell you. Go ahead. I just you know me a clown. I just come in to make a clown comment. You know me now.
All right. So I feel say the Lakers are gonna run over the Warriors. Why? Because they have a lot of players that can guard Steph Curry. And when you watch them play in the regular season, it didn't look good. And I remember I said that it's the regular season. Even though it's the regular season, just how they looked against the Lakers, the Warriors never looked good. No, if my baller Andrew Wiggins can drop 30, then they might have a chance. But yeah, so I said Lakers can get 7, Golden State get 8.
Okay. Okay. All right. So if the Lakers get 7, they go up against Phoenix, and the Warriors go up against Utah, Clippers, and the Mavs meet, and Portland and Denver.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on those matchups?
All right. With let's start with 1-8. Utah. There's a big question mark with the Utah Jazz. What is Donovan Mitchell's ankle like? He's missed at least the last month, and everybody's talking about LeBron's ankle, but the Utah Jazz are the #1 seed, and Donovan Mitchell is the straw that stirs that offensive drink in Utah, right? They have Joe Ingles, baller, Bogdanovich, baller, 6th man of the year probably, Jordan Clarkson. I don't have him as a big baller, but you have to still give him credit. He's a baller. If he's a 6th man of the year, you're a baller, right? And who else? Mike Conley Jr. Mike Conley Jr. has also been injured down the stretch. So we need to see.
Inconsistent too.
Yeah.
He's not gonna give him the same work every night.
So if there's an upset to be, had, it's Utah versus Golden State, right? Well, we'll see what Donovan Mitchell's ankle first. But if I had to choose one, it's hard. But we'll see what Donovan Mitchell's ankle look like first before you make any kind of judgment. Because if Donovan Mitchell's good, Utah will win. If Donovan Mitchell's
they have Gobert.
Who you gonna trust, Mike Conley or Steph Curry?
Who I'm going to trust, but they have other players. Derek Favors is playing well. Ingles is playing well. Jordan Clarkson is playing well.
Superstars winning game in playoff games, Mannings, man. This is not about the role players. When you're talking playoffs, you have to talk superstars. Donovan Mitchell is a borderline superstar. Superstar.
No, man. I agree with you.
How much games Donovan Mitchell win? Missed so far.
I would say he's missed. I'd say he's missed about the last 20 games per action.
Okay, and how was the Utah Jazz records after that?
Well, they've been struggling down the stretch.
They've been struggling down the stretch.
Yeah, but they still finished. What I'm saying that they finished the #1 seed. They still finished #1.
The #1 seed, you know.
They played well without him. They played well without him.
So that means they've been playing together for a while, so you never know. But as me say, no, one game for all the marbles. It's hard to pick the Warriors over the Lakers, man. As much as I hate them, I want to pick the Warriors over them. It's a hard one. But listen, I'm picking the Warriors, man. I'm picking the Warriors to beat the Lakers in that playing game. That's me.
All right. Hey, we're getting tomorrow. No?
I find it hard to believe that Steph Curry by himself really can bring the Warriors through.
Against the Jazz? Or
against the Jazz.
Yeah. Against the Jazz?
You know me now. Me that tribalist, you know. So if I'm not with it, I'm not with it. So I'm picking them and bias. I'm picking the Lakers to lose and bias. So you know how my thing.
So 1-1, Draymond Green. Mannings, man. Don't forget about Draymond Green.
I think, listen, really and truly, I think Draymond Green is good when he has a group of good players. When the load is on him now, I think he does well, but he doesn't do enough to make the team win. In other words, Draymond Green playing at this level with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson does more for Golden State than when there's only Steph Curry and Draymond Green. He needs to score more, rebound more than he is now, and I don't think he can do that.
Hold on, the Mannings, man, don't do that, you know, because you have to be careful. If you're watching Golden State Warrior games, you're realizing what Draymond Green does. Draymond Green, and they were just talking about it, the way how he makes for Steph. So when you see Steph doing all of these things, a lot of it is coming from Draymond Green orchestrating that. That's one. And then defensively, if Draymond Green is not a first team All NBA defense this season, it's going to be a travesty. All right, he's going to be in defensive player of the year, so he is that brilliant defensively. Right, Draymond Green might be the best defensive player in the NBA. Might be. There's an argument there, right? You could say Giannis,
Who
you
you
could say
talking?
Anthony Davis,
Who you talking
you could
about?
say Joel.
Rudy?
Hold on.
Who you
Hey,
talking
Pine,
about?
let
Rudy?
me hear what Pine is saying.
No, me just ask. And sure, you know me, I driving, so I don't really concentrate. So me ask, GStar, who you talking about? Defensive player, Rudy Gobert?
Yeah, I'm saying it could be Rudy Gobert.
Huh?
No, that's the best defensive player in the NBA. No, that's the best defensive player in the NBA. And who it could be Rudy Gobert. It could be Anthony Davis. It could be Joel Embiid. You understand? It could be Draymond Green. I'm saying Draymond Green is right there. And I'm
So
saying
follow me.
the value
All right, so
that he
here's my
has.
point. My point is not that he's not a good defender. My
He's a
point is
great
not that he's
defender.
not playing well. My point is this. Steph Curry cannot carry the scoring load alone in the playoffs. And I don't think Draymond Green has convinced me that he can
Mhm.
add an next 10 points to his game. And that is where I think they're going to struggle.
But
If
Pioneer,
Draymond Green somehow can
That's a
start
good point.
adding
No,
8 to
no,
10
and that's
more points per game,
no, that's
it
a
makes
good
a
point.
huge difference.
That's a good point. And Andrew Wiggins needs to step up. Without those two things happening, Draymond Green needs to score more, and Andrew Wiggins is going to
Yeah,
need to score more for sure.
because
But
with
we shall see.
Andrew Wiggins is kind of inconsistent. He will give you a good game tonight, and then the next game he scores 13. Will Draymond Green step up in those games? Because it can't be down to Steph Curry. This is the playoffs. The Utah Jazz will not allow Steph Curry to
To beat them.
beat them 4 games in a row. Someone else will have to beat them.
All right, let me give
And
you
who is
one
that
name.
going to be?
Hold on. I'm going to give you a name. You already heard about Andrew Wiggins at Utah for the bench named Jordan Poole. And then I know he's not no big name, but we have to watch him and see what he does in the playoffs because he can shoot the ball. You see me?
Yeah.
hey, but
So yeah,
Mannings, man.
Yeah. Yes, Brian.
Mannings.
Yeah.
But just here where you said like a while, you know, you just said something where I don't understand because you just said Steph Curry cannot handle this load and he can't do all these things. But he's been doing that all since he returned though. He's the main person who have them here handling by himself and the other guys chipping in and do what they have to do. So don't let us make it seem like it's all on Steph Curry. He's gonna do his job, but everybody else going chip in and do this, and that's all you need. You just need a superstar to come up and give you maximum effort, you know, and prepare the team to greatness. You know.
No, man, I agree that what I'm saying is that in the playoffs, you normally don't have teams allow one player to beat them in a 7-game series. In other words, at some point, Utah will probably double team or something, or try to, try to shut down Steph
Try to
as
keep
best as they
the
can.
ball out time and as
In
much
that
as
case, who is going
possible.
to carry the scoring load? That is the point I'm making. Who on the team can carry this? If Steph were a double team,
it's a good question, you know. It's a good question, and I said that's why we watch the games, and that's why they play the games. We're gonna have to see. I say Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry is going to have to light it up.
okay.
But and something he
Hey,
is
but
actually
I'm
capable
not
of.
I'm not I'm not gonna let G Star off the hook with this. He said Andre Wiggins name one time too much. G Star, let me ask you a question. Seriously now. Do
Yeah,
you
go on.
really believe this is LeBron hater. Do you really believe Andrew Wiggins was ever any threat or could be any threat to LeBron James in any way, form, or whatever you said on radio?
Yeah, I wouldn't say if I didn't believe it, Pina. Listen, you have to understand enough. Hold on now.
Go ahead.
There are things in this world that are far-fetched. What I said is far-fetched, you know. Absolutely. But that don't mean that
No,
far-fetched things don't happen.
no,
Far-fetched things
no.
do happen.
LeBron James and Andrew Wiggins on the same team, it would not have propelled them to winning that
A
title as
championship,
quick as
you
they
never
did. It
know.
would have taken,
Well,
it would have taken longer because we see how long that happened, and it's still Andre Wiggins still have not improved his game much. Superstar, not even all-star left since he left LeBron James.
No, but
So
you
that's the
see,
thing.
Andrew Wiggins.
But hold on,
You see,
what
Andrew
we
Wiggins.
have to
Yeah, go on.
understand that this, what we have to understand that this is a war. Andrew Wiggins just happened to be a casualty of the war that's bring LeBron back, James back to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He had to go because they need space for LeBron James plus other players to complement him to win. No, he did not went back to Cleveland from
Yeah,
Miami to wait 3-4 years to win a championship. He wanted to
fine.
win now. So that's what
I
happened.
overstand the politics. I overstand the politics, and that yes, Kevin Love was one of the best power forwards in the NBA. Sure, right? But this is
Yeah.
one thing I say. I, if you watch Andrew Wiggins play this season, this is the first year Andrew Wiggins has ever played defense. If Andrew Wiggins, the points and everything you see for Andrew Wiggins now, he could have done the exact same thing as a rookie in Cleveland.
You
That's
don't have to
all.
wait for LeBron James to sit down at Cleveland and wait for Andrew Wiggins
They
to
would have beat Golden State
development. This
same
is
way.
best year.
They would have beat Golden State same
Huh?
way. But we're talking.
Who
Let's
would
Let's
have
get
beat
back to the
Golden State?
playoff.
You know what?
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this.
We can't argue hypotheticals.
Hypothetically speaking, Draymond Green sold that title to the Lakers. They would have never beat him with another starter, with another player. Put a different power forward and take Draymond Green themselves out of it. They would have never beat the Lakers down 3-1. Lakers would have never
Okay,
win
fine,
down 3-1.
fine,
So
fine.
Draymond Green messed that whole championship series up. And
No, here's why. Hold on now. Stick a pin, partner. Stick a pin. Hold on now. Because if the Warriors had won that championship, KD never would have gone to Golden State. So we
no,
got a blessing.
no.
We're going to see Kevin Durant and Steph Curry play together on the same team. That's a blessing.
Yeah, man. But Anna, Andre, it's just like another thing when we hear we talk about, we need to touch on for a minute. That thing with Aaron Rodgers. It's a joke. It's a joke, G. Because check this, right?
Hold on, man.
Aaron Rodgers just don't remember what happened when he came to Packers. The Packers don't do business the way how Aaron Rodgers want to do business. Remember, Brett Favre was known as the second greatest quarterback ever played for the Packers, And what they did with him, they cut him. They get rid of him after they drafted Aaron Rodgers. He said, I am not here to train Aaron Rodgers to play quarterback and take my job. I'm here to win game for the Packers. And if y'all don't want me, let me go somewhere else. He go right next door to Minnesota. You remember the whole thing, and he end up with the Jets, right? No.
Yeah.
It's the same thing come back around to. The Green Bay Packers is not gonna marry their whole future to these quarterback and they're down, whatever. I respect Aaron Rodgers never pull a Colin Kaepernick class here, I respect that I never pull a Carson Wentz by saying, "Oh, you hate me and I have problem why I'm gonna leave." He played up to his game and he showed them, yes, I could have done. Hold up now.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you a simple question.
You go ahead.
If you do not have job security, I repeat, if you do not have job security, will you be threatened at your job?
But there was the job security part.
No, man, this is a general question.
He secured his job. He had job security.
Pardon me?
He had job security.
He has job security?
Jordan Love never already yet. Jordan Love not already yet. Jordan Love not coming. If Jordan Love start for the quarterback as a quarterback at the Green Bay Packers, they said they go.
No, fine. Hold on. Before we get back to positive basketball, 1 second, Mannings, man. Let me just say this. Because, Pina, you know
what
this.
me ask about that now? What me ask
Hold
about
on,
that
hold on. You just started up.
Hold on. GStar. Aaron Rodgers wanted
wide
receiver and a tight end. They drafted Jordan Love. This year he needed a receiver and he needed a O-line to protect his blind side. They gave him what they let his center walk, right? So that means
They're dropping the
coach be
cornerback.
telling this, maybe not tell the man over class group this, For years, from this new coach coming in, he been playing with Aaron Rodgers, and I told him Aaron Rodgers going to leave 2 years ago, because he do everything to make bad for Aaron Rodgers.
All right, hold on now. Final. You know this.
Yeah.
Whenever a franchise in the NFL trades up in the first round, what does that mean for the quarterback that is currently on the team?
Trade up.
So when an organization trades up for a first round quarterback, what does that mean to the quarterback that is currently on the team? You can pick Jay Cutler, Lamar
We building
Jackson.
for the future. We building for
No,
the future. So
it means
your
that
time
they're
is
going to
your time is
replace.
coming
It means that
down.
they're going to replace the current quarterback. That's what it means. But swing it back to basketball, Mannings, man.
Yeah. So let's get back to
get back in the game.
Right. So we're picking the Lakers to beat the Suns.
Warriors. Yeah.
No,
Lakers get run over the
because
Suns.
we're projecting that Lakers going to be the 7th seed. So they're going to play the
Lakers
Suns.
will run over the Suns.
They're going to run over the Suns. What about the Golden State and the Utah Jazz?
Boy, again, as I said, I see Donovan Mitchell as anchor, but the fact that he's not back, I ain't go with the upset. In that one.
All right, and then we have LA Clippers versus Dallas Mavs and Portland versus. Watch this now. So we have a surprise guest. Pioneer just walk in. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, by the way, hold on. Is it that little strategy? I just tell you that the Warriors might beat the Utah Jazz. That is what I don't like about what the Clippers did. You get me? That's what I don't like what the Clippers did, because it's almost the Clippers are trying to finagle their way into a Western Conference championship. You understand? Slay the dragon. The Lakers are the dragon. If you're the Clippers, beat the Lakers. Don't run from the Lakers. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah. So welcome, Pioneer. Original late bird. And find it because we never have nobody else. So we are going to look a reason that in the region.
Yeah, GStar for live, I work for live.
Yeah, man.
And find it easier. Diego, I try to get on, but you can't get on.
So yeah, so we're talking about the next one now. What's the next matchup? Mavs versus Clippers. Right?
All right, all right, so we're gonna make a couple of adjustments because guess what now? I'm using my earpods and Pioneer is here. So I have to disconnect that so you can hear what go on. Or is it, the conversation will be exclusively to me alone. So let us fix that. Because if it's a late bird, I'm gonna deal with it, deal with the late thing, Yeah, but a lot of trouble, Yeah, man, we appreciate him being here because, yeah, man, all right, so we just do this. There we go. All right, go ahead now, GStar.
All right, so we said Lakers get run over the Suns. So who's 3? 3 is Denver. Denver playing Portland. Pioneer, can you hear me?
Okay, a little bit.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
All right.
The Lakers and the Suns, that means they have the Lakers winning tomorrow night and going to the 7th spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
We're being objective, Pioneer. Is it me?
Okay, I didn't hear that.
No, I said I'm being objective.
All right.
So
by all indications, the Lakers should get the better of the Warriors. They have the #1 defensive team. The Warriors are kind of debilitated in terms of offense right now. It's basically a one-man offense, Steph Curry. Wiggins has been showing up a bit in recent days. Jordan Poole has been doing them thing, but I would think that the Lakers is the Lakers defense should get the job done.
Yeah, I wanna
Lakers are 7th spot. We agree on that. You just
Should,
make sure you agree.
yeah, should
So
get
I
the better
can
than Golden
Yeah.
State. You know, I'm a big
this
Golden
car
State.
here and I
All
could
right.
park my
So,
truck down.
but you want to say for 8, regard. So they're going to finish 7 and 8. Just because that's what GStar and I decided.
Yeah.
7 and 8.
All right. If Golden State
You don't even have to cut this
wins
out.
tomorrow,
You put and
I am
put
thinking
the
that there will be in a very bitter battle
Yes.
for the 8
Really?
for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah. I
They got a better the Grizzlies the other night,
but I'm
but
saying I wouldn't.
You watch a game?
I wouldn't.
I did watch a game.
I want to use this.
I kind of like the job that Dylan Brooks was
All
doing.
you gotta do
and
is
Steph
take
Curry.
both from one side and then put the
No,
swing
hey,
on the other side. And so
Pinea, don't watch that, you know. That Dylan Brooks thing. Steph will cook him next time. Go on.
I guess so now.
Why GStar?
Yeah. See.
No, I'm saying is,
One.
I hear what you're saying with the Dylan Brooks, but Dylan Brooks did fall out. And I think Steph have something for Dylan Brooks if they meet again. Yeah, continue though.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
Like you say,
Exactly.
We're looking at only the planes that we're looking at the
So
entire.
that
Well, we're gonna go on, but because we want to settle the plane first. So in the
that's it.
planes,
So when you find a time.
maybe like bar top.
in the planes, right? We deal with the East. All right. So we could deal with the West. So in the planes,
Yeah.
GStar and I believe that the Lakers gonna beat the Warriors.
Open.
Like I say, I mean, you got
Should. And then
Yeah,
the
I got the
Warriors
room
will
over there.
win
Anybody just gotta wait until I do.
against either the Spurs or the Grizzlies.
No, it's not. No, I want to.
That's what we believe. Right, GStar?
I can put the
Yeah,
car
yeah,
in the
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Right, which would mean that the Warriors would now match up against Utah and the Lakers will match up against the Suns.
Son.
They already know the 6 and the 3s. Right. So right, and the 4 and the 5. So yeah. What are you tell us, I mean, what are your prediction who coming out from the first round, the second round, all the way to the final?
Oh, I'm gonna start.
Can I hear from GStar already? So you
I'm
yeah.
gonna start with the couple yes and what we just. I think for me, I think I don't know if Donovan Mitchell will be back to play.
The Pioneer go closer to the mic.
I didn't hear you, sir. Come on.
No, I said go closer to the mic. Wherever the mic is, go closer to the mic.
All right, I don't know if Donovan Mitchell
Yeah.
will be back. Don't know if Mike Conley will be back. It's kind of a little tedious to just come into a playoff series and get your foot wet. I don't know what condition they are going to be coming back in. Without Mitchell and or Conley, the Jazz might be in a little trouble.
Conley, what is wrong with Conley?
He hasn't played in the last couple of games.
Conley going to be ready, man.
All right.
We don't know that.
Yes,
I
sir.
had picked the Utah Jazz to come out of the West. If one or both of those two gentlemen men come back, I should see them getting the better of the Golden State.
Okay.
All right.
That's what I was saying to GStar. But GStar was saying that
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Draymond, G-Star, go ahead. All right, let's see what happened to G-Star internet, right?
Yes.
So find us a quiet.
Wall right there, corner house with
No, bless up. No, me just come from the work and me have a tradesman at the back of my house. I do some, I point out some work to him right now. See, there me and my tradesman then at the back here, so I try to do some work. You see what I want?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, try to get him onto the show.
No, I'm not trying to get him onto the show. Me just show you. Me and him do some business at the back of my yard.
All right. So G-Star, right. So G-Star is back. Sorry about that, G-Star. I don't know what happened. Yeah, man.
I
So
was saying, if Utah has both Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley, it's gonna be a little much for Golden State.
well, G-Star believe that the combination of Poole, Steph, Draymond, and Wiggins
I needed to open and
can actually get better Utah. I don't agree with that.
all I need.
Without Donovan Mitchell. No, remember, without Donovan
You see how, give me a second, you see how the Golden State Warriors are playing right now. And any given night they can beat them.
That's all I need, sir.
That's what I have gotten from the Golden State. But
Yeah,
the thing is
leave
that
it open, Larry. Leave it open, yeah.
um
I'm going in the back.
we're talking about players who are
Yeah.
not on that level. outside of Draymond and Steph.
Yeah, I don't want to continue
Players who are
watching
lacking in
front with my
experience,
tools in it.
players who have not played at this level or in a consistent period of time. So I don't know how much the Golden State Warriors can hang their hats on people like Jordan Poole. Wiggins have been known to be a little inconsistent in the past. However, we have seen him coming up big in the late part of the season.
Yes, sir.
I still think that with Conley and Donovan Mitchell, Utah might have a little too much for Golden State.
Exactly.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there. If Donovan Mitchell is healthy, then there'll be too much for Golden State. But what I'm saying is, without Donovan Mitchell, though, I have Golden State going through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's say you can hear me, ain't it?
Go again, GStar.
No, what I'm saying is, without Donovan Mitchell, I have Golden State going through to the next round.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, if Donovan Mitchell is not healthy, I have Golden State going through to the next round.
Boy, I still
don't
believe.
know.
I don't know. I don't know anything, Penny, but I think Golden State have Utah have more.
Hey, it's not getting much.
Pieces. If it were a one-off game, I think if it were a one-off game, I could trust. Like, I don't see Steph Curry because they're going to have to win 4 games. Winning 4 games, carrying all the load. I don't think Utah going to allow that, and that is the issue I have because no other player is consistent.
Another thing you have to remember, Utah's home court advantage, and Utah is one of the toughest players to play basketball.
Yeah, but I just believe without a healthy Donovan Mitchell, I just think Steph just gonna be too much firepower. Steph even by himself. Yeah, man. And and you know how Draymond Green.
Utah scored so many points.
I think we're gonna see the best I had. Without Donovan Mitchell, it's gonna be a close series. But I still give Utah the edge.
We can disagree. We can disagree.
I know what I'm gonna get from Steph and Draymond.
That is my upset.
Will depend on what.
Which is a lot from Steph and not much from Draymond.
Go again, GStar.
No, I'm saying to me that's my upset to the first round. Golden State over Utah. But it's not getting much. Golden State not gonna get past the second round anyway.
Golden State is my team. As I say, I know what I'm gonna get from Steph and Draymond. You're gonna get the best of Draymond defensively. You'll get points in the teens. You'll probably get a couple of triple doubles from Draymond. You'll get Steph consistently a score over 30. But I don't know what I'll get from.
You don't know where the points coming from.
Huh?
You don't know where the points gonna come from.
That is the problem. I don't know what to expect from Jordan Poole.
That's Mannings man asked the exact same question.
I don't know what I'm gonna get from Wiggins. And this is where these players are gonna prove themselves. This is where they're more sure.
I feel so they're gonna step up, man. I feel so they're gonna step up. Believe me.
They have, to be fair, they have stepped up at the last part of the season, which in fairness was somewhat of a playoff kind of set feeling to it and a playoff kind of environment. So
Gobert is I think Gobert is a very good player all around. He's not the best scorer, but when it comes down to around the basket with a Conley,
but Mannings man.
The first time we were here, I predicted that they were going to win the West, and they have won the West. So we can't take that from them. They are the #1 seed for a reason, and even without their top player, they maintain the #1 seed. So
that's fair. And I'm saying that's fair. That's for me. That is just my upset pick. Golden
All right,
State.
not a problem. Okay, I wouldn't mind that, because Golden State are my team. So if Golden State is going to defeat the Utah Jazz, more power to my team. But if as a betting man, I would put my money on the Utah.
Unlikely. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
The Lakers and Phoenix. I don't think Phoenix should take the Lakers to behind 6. Phoenix is not one of the teams that I had picked to give the Lakers any problems. They are playing well. Chris Paul is Chris Paul. Chris Paul is doing Chris Paul things. Devin Booker is playing at a high level. But I don't think they have answers for the size of the Lakers. I fit Anthony Davis. I even 75 to 80% fit Anthony Davis. And Drummond, I think they're going to have a lot of problems with those two in the front court. So I think the Lakers should get past Phoenix in at least 6 months.
I think the upset in the West, because I was saying that over in the East, because we spoke about the East, over in the East, I could see the Miami Heat beating Milwaukee.
Miami Heat will beat. Miami Heat will beat.
GStar don't believe that, but I think that could happen as a surprise.
I think that's going to be a very good series. I think that series might go at least 6, 7, possibly 7 games.
The surprise in the West for me, I think.
The West or the East?
West, though. I think if the LA Clippers don't come in the A game, the Dallas Mavericks going to beat them.
No.
You don't think so? All right.
No.
Because there can be no other surprise, because either Portland, Denver, if anybody, it's almost up 50-50.
So there won't be any surprise.
No. I give that one to the
LA. Like if why for whatever reason, Jordan can't play.
Listen, the Clippers. All right. Everybody's and I've been listening to other people.
Yeah, man, go ahead, man. You're on, man. Piney, go ahead.
No, you've been telling me I'm in the back room. I'm in the. Oh, okay. Me on now. All right. Yeah, man. Get this show rocking. I'm back in it now.
You're back in, yeah.
Yeah, man. Maybe you're a pioneer. Are you the two men? Are you two men at the penalty box, brother?
Yeah. I have to do that, man. Because you're doing too many things. You're not talking, brother.
No, because you see, remember saying, I work. You catch me, I come from, brother. So me have to come in and get my thing organized and all them things. So
but you have to sit down and focus on. You have to sit down and focus on the show now. Remember, we're live, man.
Then go and do the other man. Me no can be the actor.
Yeah, go ahead.
I stream with it and go and do the thing, man. Me I catch up, but me I do something first. Let me get myself organized. I just come from.
I was
bless
talking
up,
about.
Pioneer. Bless up yourself.
Man as Pioneer, man. Big up yourself,
Respect, my brother. Respect.
I was talking about the Clippers. For me, the Clippers is the most dangerous team in the NBA. The Clippers is the most dangerous team in the NBA playoffs. Both conferences. The Clippers is the most dangerous team.
I give Miami that label.
No. The Clippers, all right, because of past failures and past disappointment, a lot has been said. A lot of negative things have been said about the Clippers. One of the latest things is that they lost their 2 games, their final 2 games, and it was to avoid meeting the Lakers.
Obviously.
And it was a cowardly move, and you're afraid of the Lakers.
Obviously.
Health is a big thing in the players. For the same reason that the Lakers have been resting LeBron and AD, the Clippers is choosing to avoid the difficult series at the early part of the playoff. They want to respect that.
You can't respect that.
Hold on, GStar, if you understand this. A big piece for the Clippers this year is Randall. And we all know what playoff Randall can be. They're trying to get their team into some kind of a rhythm with Randall. And they would rather have a less challenging series. And there's nothing wrong with that. You want to get your team to gel as much as possible for the big moments. Saying, but the Clippers is loaded. I've been looking at people like Boogie Cousins, we are coming off of the bench. Boogie Cousins is looking like almost like himself, half old, It's a dangerous roster that they have.
Since you brought
it going to be a very dangerous team in the playoff.
Why are you?
Hold on, listen, let me make a bold prediction here. If not a healthy Utah team, the Clippers are coming out of the West.
That's not that bold.
Utah is not healthy. It is the Clippers who will be coming out of the Western Conference.
That's not that bold because that are the Lakers or the Clippers coming out of the West.
Yeah. But a lot of people have been talking down the Clippers. A lot of people have been sleeping on the Clippers. A lot of people are not expecting much from the Clippers.
Yeah, you know why? Because they do things like this. You run away from the bully. If you run away from the bully, that means you're scared of the bully. How is
No,
it
it
you are
means,
going
as
to
Bob
fight
Marley
the
says,
bully?
GStar, as Bob Marley says, he who fights and runs away lives to
Yeah.
fight another day.
They didn't even fight.
No, but they're not ready for the fight.
Yeah, but you,
strategizing for the
eventually
fight.
you have to fight. You can't always run in, that's what you can do. You
GStar,
can
it is a strategic move. It's a strategic move. And I think the strategy is gonna play out. It's gonna play out.
No. The only time I say
All right.
you can duck anybody is like Serena and Venus. And
The Clippers will dismiss the Dallas Mavericks in 5 games.
The Clippers can beat the Mavericks in 5?
5.
All right, here what I say ain't go 6, but either way, I still got the Clippers. So we have the Clippers.
All right.
So
Then
In the Clippers, we have for the second round, we have the Clippers, Utah, Lakers, and Portland or Denver. 50-50.
Is that toss up? I think that is gonna go 7.
I have the Blazers. The Jamal Murray injury is just too much.
I think so, but the little point guard named Campazzo. What's it? Campazzo.
No man, stop this. No man, don't do that. Please.
Hold on.
No man, he has been playing well. GStar
has been playing
No, man,
well.
Don't do that. Hey, do you want me to do it? Hey, you see what I'm touching? That's the wrist.
Yeah.
That's game time.
No,
That's
game time. I understand. I would know only
That's
that
game
operate.
time. So don't do that. Don't ever call Campazzo's name, please.
I told Mannings on one occasion because he had Portland in the top, finishing in the top 4 in the West, and I told him no. All right. Portland is somewhat of an unpredictable team for me. You don't know which Portland you'll get.
I see that Conley.
McCollum.
No. I kind of disagree. I said defensively, Portland is lame on the defense, but offensively, they can blow thing onto the water. The Nuggets.
A lot in that Portland Denver series. A lot will depend on how Nurkic play Jokic. A lot
That's
will
a good
depend.
point.
Huh?
And you know the backstory behind that?
I didn't hear. Go ahead. No, what's the backstory?
The backstory is that Jokic and the Nurkic, the one in Portland, and Jokic, they're like rookies at the same time, like 2 second-round pick. One was a first-round pick, but 2 unlikely ballers, like to live up to anything that they weren't first-round picks. So they got rid of Nurkic, and sent him to Portland, right? So he used to play for the Denver Nuggets. So he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder going against Jokic, even if they're friends or not. But he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder going against his old team.
Jokic have been balling all year now. I still hear people talking down on Jokic as if he's not one of the greats in the league right now.
Yeah, but
He's the MVP. I mean, who talks down on Jokic? He's the MVP.
We hear a lot of pundits talking down. We hear people like Nick Wright saying that he doesn't deserve to be MVP because he's not the best player.
Nick Wright. You know what Nick Wright is doing?
Jokic is the MVP.
Nick Wright has an agenda behind
Well, I'll tell you, in a man, that for me, I would love
if they
Steph
gave it to Chris Paul, if they gave it to Joel Embiid, Chris Paul, or the Joker, I wouldn't complain.
I won't give it to Chris Paul. I don't think Chris Paul is even the best player on the team. I don't think Chris Paul is even the most deserving player on the team because a lot of people have been sleeping on Booker. I mean, outside of art, Chris Paul has been the more efficient of the two in terms of him and Booker. But Big Booker has been the man putting up the numbers.
Yeah, true.
What people talk about, I think you talk about this, but the general on the floor.
Yeah,
in other words, he makes Booker better. Like Booker don't make Chris Paul better.
All right. So what I said,
I disagree with that.
But when you compare that to a Nurkic, Nurkic basically carries the Denver Nuggets.
No, Joker.
No, Nurkic.
Yeah.
Jokic. Jokic basically
Jokic, yeah.
carries the Denver
No,
Nuggets.
I agree with that. If he got it, it's fine.
He
But
deserves the MVP.
yeah, if he got it, I
Yeah,
would
man.
not.
If he doesn't win
If
MVP, it's a
somebody said give it
a
to Joel Embiid, I would not.
Come on,
complain.
Embiid missed too many games. Embiid is going to be in the conversation, but he has missed too many games.
Yeah,
The
Embiid
argument
missed too many
against
games.
Steph is that his team is ranked cool, is ranked 8.
Exactly.
So I think Jokic, Murray going down. They were in between second and third. Murray went down. A lot of people thought they were going to fall out at the playoff picture, or they were going to fall off more. And they held.
I think Portland have more pieces, because Portland have Carmelo, who has been playing well.
Yeah, Melo has been bad.
They have Kanter, who comes off the bench.
Yeah, but Kanter,
who provides some defensive stability with the second team.
Yeah, he's gonna be
right. The other guy who came in from Toronto, he has been playing. He has been balling well.
You from Toronto?
Yeah, from Toronto.
I mean, Norman Powell.
Norman Powell. Right.
Powell has been balling. Powell is a baller. Powell has been balling.
But I think the guy who, if he plays well, Denver could win is Aaron Gordon. I think if you have a 25-point series, it will shift the balance.
He might get so much. If he gives them 18, I think the second scorer for Denver is gonna be Michael Porter Jr. A lot will depend on that young man. He got his foot wet in the playoff last year. I'm expecting bigger things from him this year in the playoffs. I think this is his year to come to the party. I think he's a budding and rising star in the NBA. So I'm expecting a lot. You know, I'm gonna pick Denver in that series. I'm gonna pick Denver in seven.
Yeah, with Portland.
I can go with Portland too, because as Pioneer just said, even though Michael Porter Jr. is my baller, like if you're relying on Michael Porter Jr. as your second scorer, like give me Dame, CJ, and Nurkic. Like give me Portland's big three over Denver's big three.
Yeah.
All right.
I have to go with Portland. And then if we're talking about secondary players, you have Carmelo. That's like not even a part of the big three, but a very good piece. And you have Powell.
Portland has more depth. But,
and it's the playoffs. Yeah, in other words, what if they? I mean, I could see them double teaming Jokic, and then what happens? They take the ball out of his hand.
I was gonna say, I think that series goes 7. But it could go anywhere, but may I get Denver the edge.
All right, fair enough. All right, so second round.
Going in Portland.
Yeah, I'm going with the Blazers.
Okay.
All right. So that covers the West. Out East.
Yeah. No, the second round.
You just give us your out East because we went through it already.
Right. So for me, Miami over the Bucks in a sense.
Right. Well, I same selection. GStar is a great alike. We're predicting that the Washington will finish 8. And because we believe that they're going to beat 7, because they're going to beat Boston, and then Boston will beat the win of the Indiana Charlotte.
Boston is a bit handicapped. Yeah. I wouldn't surprise if Charlotte come out. I wouldn't surprise if Charlotte beat Pacers, and then I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte beat Boston.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's them.
I like that Charlotte team.
Charlotte comes to Philadelphia.
I mean, Charlotte comes to at 8.
8, so they will play in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and 1 seed. Yeah.
And so it will be Russell Westbrook versus KD.
And that is a foregone conclusion. Next August, that's a sweep. That's a sweep.
Really?
Sweep.
Bill?
Sweep.
Wow. All right.
Okay.
Beal is going to
Washington
score
finishes in the 7th
points.
seed. They are getting swept by the New Jersey Nets.
Yeah, I've Jenkins.
Sweet.
All right, put it this way. I give, if Hornets finish in 8, I give Hornets a better chance of taking a game from Philly. Than I give. You
see, if this sweep thing don't happen, GStar, I'm going to give me a cologne. Yeah, hear that, sir? They're not going to sweep them.
Sweep.
Listen, Russell Westbrook and Beal not going to allow that to happen.
You see this thing?
I give it one game. I personally give it one game.
This is where Westbrook is gonna get exposed.
Yeah.
This is the playoffs now. You know. Well, leave it alone. I don't want to hate for Westbrook. But this is where, you see, this is for me, this is where the NBA starts. And this is where Westbrook gets exposed. I predict that the New Jersey Nets, New Jersey is going to want to take the shortest route to the championship, and they're going to sweep the Washington Wizards. I give the Hornets a better chance of taking a game off Philadelphia than I give Washington.
All right. You're talking about a bold prediction. That's a bold prediction. That one is a bold prediction.
I am telling you, that is bold. It's more likely that Russell Westbrook wins a game against Brooklyn than Hornets to win against Philly.
Yeah, man. So we'll watch it.
Ruthless in the first round of the playoff. All right.
So keep it moving, no?
All right. So who else we have? So I'm gonna give it. Did I get a 4 or 5 matchup?
New York Hawks.
I have to put up this. Sorry, sending home Burger King. Fraud. From the third qualifier. All right, respect Roots Millie.
Hey, Roots Millie. Roots Millie. Toronto. Let me address Root Millie, man. It's not happening, man. 2 words. Not happening.
It's not happening.
Not
It's
happening.
not happening.
No, that's not correct.
All right, listen, people. All right, let me say this. Let me say this. As I said, I just picked the Lakers to win the game tomorrow night. But people, it would not be a surprise to me. As I tell you, it's one or two, and I said it elsewhere. One of 2 things are going to happen. If at halftime Golden State is in the game, Lakers is in trouble. If at halftime Golden State is in the game, Lakers in problem. If Lakers are going to win this game, they are going to have to blow the Warriors from the first and the second quarter. If it's not a blowout at halftime, Lakers are in problems. I'm expecting Lakers to come out running, trying to be dominant. I'm expecting them to try to use AD and dominate Looney. I'm expecting them to throw KCP, Schroeder, I have not Caruso. They want to try triple team Steph. They want to have AD trying to be that third defender and Steph, but they want to try to use Schroeder and KCP to trap him from half court.
I think the Lakers is that. They make a substitution.
Yeah,
they're bringing on 2 defenders. They're bringing on
Kuzman
and Caruso.
They have Caruso. They have McLemore, they have Matthews, they have a lot of bodies. And then you have the young guy, the second year guy. Matthews. Oh, man, THT. They have defensive prowess.
Hey, all I know is
they have a lot of bodies to try. But as I'm saying, GStar, that is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting them to blow out the Warriors from early in the game. If halftime Golden State is in the game, Lakers in trouble.
All right. I'm saying to you,
if at halftime Golden State is within 5 points of the Lakers, or they are ahead in the game, Lakers in a problem.
Hey, I just want to see Wiggins drop 35.
Listen,
but I'm predicting the Lakers to beat the Warriors. I don't think LeBron, I don't think the last game where LeBron said he was injured, anything was wrong with him. I don't think
I think both LeBron, for me, and point are right. I'm here, somebody else with it. I think LeBron, both LeBron and AD has been playing for some with the league. They have been trying to get rest. I don't think their injuries are anywhere as bad as they said it is.
No, man.
In the last game when LeBron fell on his back, he had a problem with his left foot, and then he was flexing his right knee. I don't want everybody to look up on the player. I was going to look on him and say, what was that? LeBron is a man who likes to. I think that serves 2 purposes. I think that serves the purpose of giving them an excuse. Yeah. And I think that serves the purpose of tricking teams into a false sense of security where them feel like the Lakers are injured and not ready. But for me, I think they're going to be ready tomorrow night. I think they'll come out running and gunning at the Warriors. But, as I said, if they are not 15 or 20 points up on the Warriors at halftime. If the Warriors are within 5 or the Warriors are ahead, Lakers are going to finish in at the 8th.
One of the biggest issue the Warriors have
Okay.
is if Draymond end up marking AD, he's going to be in full trouble.
No, Looney are going to mark AD. Draymond is going to be a lot on LeBron and.
So who's going to mark? If he's marking AD, who's going to mark? Who's going to mark Drummond?
Well, I think Draymond is responsible for Drummond. I think Draymond
can mark AD. I think Draymond can mark AD.
Draymond plays AD very well.
No, what I'm saying,
but that's the matchup that you want to see, ain't it?
Draymond,
Pioneer. That was the whole Chris Lynch Pioneer AD Draymond Green argument. Remember? I mean, I'm saying that was the whole Chris Lynch Pioneer Draymond Green versus AD argument. You don't remember?
Yeah, man, but Draymond from AD has entered the league. Ironically, both of them came in the league at the same time. From AD has been in the league. I think Draymond Green has been the most effective defense against Anthony.
So we're going to see tomorrow. It should be a beautiful game.
What I'm saying to you is that I'm not saying that he can't guard him, but he's going to.
But he has never been in foul trouble against him.
So who is going to mark LeBron? That is the issue.
Wiggins. Someone use Wiggins. Wiggins has been doing much better as a defender.
You see the issue that is the issue the Warriors have.
But that's what I said. That's what I said. That is what I said to you. The Lakers should come out gunning and blowing out the Warriors at an early stage.
Right.
If at halftime the game is close, bye Lakers go to the 8th seed.
Pioneer, what you saying?
Pioneer.
Yeah.
You remember, you hear that argument where you said, right, Van? Hear this now. You know the NHL, because you know with the man with the NHL season start now, the playoffs, right? You know that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Tampa Bay Lightning is the defending champion, right?
Yeah.
Them in the first round, them have the Miami Ice Caps, Miami Hurricanes or Miami Marlins, not the Marlins, you know me at all. Now, Tampa Bay, you have this brother named Andrei Kucherov. Haven't played one game all season. You have an ex-brother named Steven Stamkos. 6 months ago, him not play no guard ball. Hear this. John Romano, it's no big deal that Tampa Bay stumbled across the regular season finish line, but is it concerning that a lot of players have been hanging out with doctors? No, these guys, they've been hanging out saying they're sick, and now they come into the playoff with the defending championship as the hottest team in the league, and it's causing a big controversy in the NHL right now. But you see, when I come and I talk to some people who is not in tune, them just listen to one over World Tracy Show and what we do around here. So them last two me I talk about because them not have none, them don't know nothing pass out at Jamaica.
I agree with your point. I agree. It's just I'm never get a chance to support your point. But listen, and people must understand, no matter what, but these guys scrimmage a lot. So when they play them first team against them second team in a scrimmage, they see what they can do. They realize the level of fitness that they have, and then realize, so listen, we're ready and we're sharp. You understand? But I think that
we can go this far with our guys, and we can have these guys rest for fresh legs coming when it comes.
Why is it that as soon as they realize that the 6th spot, hold on, point, I'm not cut you. GStar, why is that as they realize that the 6th spot was available and they could finish in 6th? All of a sudden, everybody come back. AD is back, LeBron is back, Shooter is back, ready for play. 2 games to try and get into the 6th spot. And when they came back, everybody looked healthy for that game. And everybody played that game looking very terrific. But then, when they realized now that Portland was going to win, all of a sudden, half in the game, everybody start come up like them lame. And everybody happened, AD happened, LeBron have problems with him ankle. Ginals, these guys are fit. They're going to be ready for tomorrow. And Golden State are going to have to be at their best. To ward them off in the first 2 quarters. But as I say again, if the game is close at halftime, I have great faith in Steph Curry and Draymond Green, that combination. If the game is close at halftime, Warriors are 3rd quarter team. If the game is close at halftime, come 3rd quarter, Warriors catch fire, and Los Angeles Lakers gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, and I'm not really paying attention to the gimmick.
Sorry, let me tell you guys again, GStar. The problem the Golden State Warriors have is they're gonna have to use their best defender to do two things. So at times try to stop LeBron and try to stop AD. That is
why they signed Jordan Bell, you know, to a short term. Them just look some big bodies.
Here you go. They just want to throw bodies. But the best defender for any one of those guys must be Draymond. You can't play the two of them. And whichever one is not on, the Lakers are wise enough to let that person dominate the game. In other words, you probably have to go play LeBron one quarter and play AD because it depends on who is hot at the time, which I think is the problem. Because the Lakers really don't have, and they can. The thing is that they can double team Steph because Golden State don't have a lot of other pieces who can really hurt them. But if you double team LeBron, AD can hurt you, and if you double team AD, LeBron can hurt you. They can't double team both of them.
No, but here what? We don't want to spend too much. We don't want to spend too much time talking about the playing game.
The best. Go again, Chief. Go on again. Mayor.
No, I'm saying we don't want to spend too much time talking about the playing game between the Warriors and the.
Because it's a hot subject. Let me say this in closing. The best work for the Warriors, and what the Warriors can hope for best, is that while the double team and the triple team are come to Steph Curry, Wiggins catch fire, Kent Bazemore knock down him trees them. Juan Toscano Anderson is knocking down his trees. Draymond, when him get the open shot them, him take them and the open trees them, and take them and make them. If Draymond score 18 points in a game or more tomorrow, Lakers are the problem.
Hey, and the best thing for the NBA, you know, is if the Warriors beat the Lakers. That's the best thing for the NBA. Remember me telling you that.
But as I said, for me, if I'm gonna put my money, I'm gonna put my money on the Lakers. But I won't be too surprised if the Warriors do some damage.
Yeah, man.
I'm complete on the rest of the body.
So we'll go.
What's the other matchup in the East? As I said, for me,
Atlanta. No, you're at Atlanta.
Pioneer and I have the same pick from Miami to beat Bucks.
Yeah.
But the 4 and 5
Pioneer
versus the Hawks.
Pioneer.
The Knicks in the
Hey, Pioneer.
Yeah.
Where my camera at?
But why the man?
What if international TV no point?
You know, international thing with the international herbs, you know. I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything but talking right now. Give me 5 more minutes and then I'm going to jump in on the live and I'm going to start talking. Remember, I just come from work and I have to get something organized, eat some food I just see me I do right now, type bucket and all. We can't just keep the thing all sports, so we have to bring it for entertainment in I think. So that's what I'm with clown in I show, you know.
All right, GStar. So Pioneer like me select the Knicks to beat the Hawks and the Bucks.
Knicks in 6
to lose today.
Knicks in 6. Miami in 6, maybe 7. Knicks in 6, Miami in 6, maybe 7.
You say Brooklyn sweeping.
Brooklyn has sweep. And
because if Brooklyn can sweep, and can sweep.
Come on, Brooklyn has sweep. Brooklyn is sweeping whoever. Brooklyn is sweeping in the first round.
Who the Knicks got in the first round?
And Philly now drop more than 1 game in the first round. If they drop any, they're dropping not more than 1.
So come over on my side now. Let me hear you.
Who the Knicks have? Who the Knicks playing in the first round?
Hawks.
Huh? Atlanta?
Knicks versus Hawks.
Okay.
All right, GStar.
And you know what? You know what? The Knicks. Oh, the Knicks have the home court, right? Home court.
Yeah, home court.
Yeah, the fourth. Yeah. Madison Square Garden, lit final.
Yeah, man. MSG game, man.
So GStar, you come over on my side now because you're originally picking the Hawks. You change your mind? Are you still holding on to the Hawks?
Why would I do that? No, man. I'm with the Hawks.
I'm with the Hawks. It's not gonna be an easy game.
Let me tell you what I'm going to give the Knicks here. You see, the Knicks have played defense on side. The Knicks have played defense on a whole other level. They are playing on defense on a whole other level. Them have, I don't know, I think Derrick Rose, I look on Derrick Rose, and Derrick Rose look like he want to prove something. It's like a man who want to show them, say, listen, I turn back the clock. I got show.
That's a throwback Derrick Rose.
I said it to Mannings the other day, you know. I don't remember, it was a private conversation, it was an on-air conversation. I said to man is that this version of Derrick Rose, saying, is not as explosive, but for me, holistically, is a better player. He's shooting the three better. He might play with a higher basketball IQ, but me just like this version of Derrick Rose. The Knicks are a dangerous team in the East. The Knicks are defeat the Hawks in a 6 or 5. 5 or 6.
All right. What I said was the Hawks have too much firepower.
Too much
Clint
firepower.
Capella. Who?
Listen, the Hawks have much firepower.
Too much firepower. Straight. That's it. That's it's just it right there. So the Hawks have too much
Alright,
firepower
but
for the Knicks.
let me tell you this. So the scoring per game is not it's like a couple of points above the Knicks, but defensively, Knicks are miles apart from them.
No, Knicks have been playing
So why
playoff
do they have the same record then?
Knicks have been playing playoff defense from about February. The Knicks have played playoff kind of defense. The Knicks defense is almost like them play playoff basketball from February.
Hold on there. You guys know that the Knicks and the Hawks basically have the same record, right? You know that?
Yeah, but me get the Knicks stage. And I don't think it's gonna be too much of a tough series either for the Knicks.
Hey, hold on. Let me tell you something. You see the Knicks? The Knicks are a feel-good story and a overstandard, right? So, the sentimental favorites, it's gonna be the Knicks, no problem. And you know what? If the Knicks go through, it don't matter to me if the Knicks go through or the Hawks go through. You get me? But for me, I just have Ice Tray being too much damage. Ice Tray can cause too much damage.
Indiana cooking the Charlotte Hornets right now.
Yeah, what score?
124-93 with 7 minutes to go in the fourth.
Wow.
Indiana.
126-93.
I told her that Simone is going to mash up Charlotte. I'll tell you.
Indiana has been, although Indiana's lose them win in the middle part of the season, but it's a good team.
But why do you pick? Because I pick the Heat to beat the Bucks. GStar, you want to share Pioneer why you pick the Bucks to beat the Heat?
Drew Holiday, not sure.
Yeah. Basically, Drew Holiday is the difference maker.
But Jimmy Butler can guard him.
Oh, it's a Drew Holiday.
Yeah, but Jimmy Butler can guard everybody. Who can guard Middleton? If that's the case.
I rate Drew Holiday now, G-Star. But I just think that Miami has too many Westbrook.
Drew Holiday.
Miami has
Question for Mannings, man. Mannings, man. If Jimmy Butler guards Drew Holiday, who is going to guard Chris Middleton?
Man, listen, G-Star.
Who's going to guard Chris Middleton?
G-Star. Ariza is one of the best defenders in the league. One of the better. Let me say one of the better defenders in the league. No, Iggy come off for the best. But
and Iguodala is a fossil, Mannings, man. Iguodala is a fossil, ain't it?
Yeah, Iguodala, you can't.
G-Star, when it comes to the player, Iggy is a beast in the player.
Yeah,
no,
but
we know Iggy's. We know Iggy's
hands in the league right now in terms of when it comes to defense. Still have length, still have fast hands, can steal the basketball from anybody.
Yeah, but you know the only unbeaten in sports? Father Time.
Sure.
Iggy is up there.
But when I look at the length of the whole Miami Heat, Rasta, G-Star, them have it from top to bottom. I think Drew Holiday will be a difference in the Bucks this year. But I think that the Miami side has grown also in terms of experience. Kendrick Nunn a play at a whole different level right now from last year. Hero has matured. Duncan Robinson right now, I think step up in terms of shooting.
Yeah.
But you look at the come off the benches. Them have too much. But I would be very, very surprised if the Miami.
You said he is matured, right? But has he? Has Tyler Hero really matured? You think so? I think Tyler Hero has really matured this year? Like compared to what we saw in the bubble. You think Tyler Hero matured as a baller?
Listen. This is all right. For me, Hero is a big occasion player. I think last year I'm sure that in the playoffs. And we are
Yeah.
entering the playoff now, GStar. And this is where me
No,
think
but you said he matured. You said he matured, and I'm
no,
saying.
I'm not talking about how he played in the regular season last
He
year.
improved.
No, remember, he wasn't what he was in the playoff last year. He wasn't that in the
Yeah.
regular season last year. I think this regular season has been a better regular season than he had last year. So I'm expecting a better version of him in the playoff this year than we had
Okay.
last year.
All right.
All right,
I get
so,
that reasoning there.
all right, so I would say it'll be a good series. Drew Holiday and my bad. Drew Holiday. I am a big Drew Holiday fan. From the Pelicans, a lot of people never give him enough credit. Everybody was boy Anthony Davis and help. I think Drew Holiday was a baller down when he was at the Pelicans. I think as a matter of fact, I don't think Eddie did him any justice when he was at the Pelicans. So I expect him to bring something to the box. But I just think Miami has too much from 1 to 11. Them genuinely go 11 deep. And from 1 to 11, them just have too much. So I expect a good series, but I pick Miami in that series.
You know what is funny? I
And I'm
think
saying that
second
depth
round
versus
matchup
the
in
big
the
three.
East offers more fun than over in the West. Because that series with, because it would be if things go based on what we say, it would be New York versus Philadelphia and Brooklyn versus Miami, which I think is a 7-game series. The Miami Brooklyn series would be 7 games.
And for me, that is the greatest danger. That is where the Nets will face their toughest test. The Nets will face their toughest test if and when them face Miami. If the Nets get past Miami, then it's a cakewalk for the rest of the NBA. Not even just for the rest of the East. It's cakewalk for the rest of the NBA. If the Miami Heat will offer the New Jersey Nets their toughest test. If there's one team that is capable, in my opinion, of knocking off the New Jersey Nets, it will be the Miami.
Yeah.
Not the LA Lakers if them beat them in the final, not even the Clippers.
I want to tell you, say, you know. Hey, stop playing my mic, no Mannings, man. What I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're clear, man.
Because, yeah, let me say, you know, as a diehard Heat fan, you know, I'm not putting the Nets. I'm not choose the Heat for beat the Nets. I don't believe it. And I don't want you to come salt up my team. Just leave we and forget so evening I play off.
No, because
hold on. Listen. I been big. Hold on, listen. Last year, I'm big for Miami last year. I don't want you to forget the last year. Me pick Miami in the final over LA last year. I must say, I was the man who tell them that this little Miami team last year didn't know how to lose. See, and even when it was at 3-1 last year, and some man said, boy, Miami done. I said, listen, I still up on the Miami train, and they went 3-2, and they lost in 6. See, so I'm a big fan of Miami fan. On the same platform this year, when Miami was lingering about 9th or 10th, and everybody was wondering what was wrong with Miami, I sat right here, Virgin GStar beside me and Mannings, and tell them, say, listen, don't sleep on Miami. Miami are going to finish at the top 4. Market, they finished 6th.
Miami have. Go ahead.
Go on again. However, I'm still big for Miami. And them healthy, apart from the Oladipo injury, where I think my team worked to them advantage, because I think Oladipo, even though I'm a rating, I think his inclusion might have messed up a little bit of the chemistry that these guys had from last. Saying, but I think so we're still the best of Miami in the players. And I think a Miami net series, but it can go 7-2, it can go 6 or 7 games. And I think, as I say, I think Miami will give the Nets a run for the money. And if there's a one team that is capable of beating the Nets, it's
Miami.
All right. I think that's a lot of chance.
Go ahead.
Go on, partner. Go on, man.
Yeah, man. Miami will have a chance exposing the 76ers, and they will have a chance exposing the Bucks. I am telling you right now, from my opinion, no team have enough offense to beat the Brooklyn Nets, and no one will be able to stop them. So you're not gonna match them in offense, and it's too much. You're not gonna match them scoring, and it's too much offense for you to stop in the playoff. I am looking at this Nets team walking through the whole thing, walking right over everybody. That's how me see them
Yeah,
right
I
now.
agree with
I
that.
never call
I
it
agree with
Final,
that.
as I said to you, know,
You think they meet Lakers in the final, they will go beat them?
in a fight.
Yeah, man. Okay,
In
Anyway,
five,
come
in
on.
five,
I think
in
it'll be
five,
like a 4-2 or a gentleman sweep
only
if them buttle.
only
in
thing
five.
only thing the Lakers going to try to do is
Listen,
try
fine.
to
I'm going to hear me
turn the game
argument. As I
into.
said, I'm going to say to you, the team that stands to give the Brooklyn Nets their toughest test in the entire NBA is the Miami Heat. And I'm going to tell us that the Miami are going to beat them, you know. But the toughest
Okay.
test, and I said it, I said it the first time, I said it before. The toughest test the Nets will get will be from the Miami Heat. I'm still maintaining.
We have around
No,
10 minutes.
as
We have
as
around.
long as I'm my team, yeah, I give the respect. Me not hate on that. Respect it, love it. Let's go Heat. The culture is here and alive. Want to go back to the final and beat anybody where we get, but I have my doubts there. I am going with KD and the Brooklyn Net. Brooklyn is my home. Brooklyn is my home, even though such man say New York, that's my home. You know what I mean? No matter where I reside now. So I'm always against the Brooklyn, the Manhattan team, the team up in the Rat House. But Brooklyn is the new spot, and that's where the younger people go in. So that's where I'm at. I'm with the millennials right now.
Brooklyn start.
We have around 5 minutes because you know we have the curfew. But I will say this.
Yeah.
I think because over the years that I've been watching the NBA, except for the Golden State Warriors team, that were predominantly a perimeter team. Though they had Bogart and they had tall guy McGee and they had Draymond who played inside. Most of the teams that have been dominant in the NBA finals are teams that have good interior play. And I think AD and Andre Drummond against a Brooklyn Nets team could
But you
pose
see,
some challenge. I'm not saying any, but don't think it's not easy as people are making it seem.
I don't think
hey,
I don't think that combination will work.
Mannings, man, you see AD, you have to remember saying,
go on, fine, I'm here.
you have to remember saying, no, the Nets not gonna get most of their points in the paint. So it don't matter who them two big man they can go on and out of the paint. We're going to out and we're going to dominate inside too. So it's a hard. I'm just telling you, it's too hard to match up with them.
But James, what I'm saying, what they will not be able to stop the Lakers from scoring in the paint.
3v2 every day, yeah.
I wouldn't say that, money. I wouldn't say that, but yeah, the Lakers probably will have the advantage in the paint with AD and Drummond, for sure.
You know, some observation they have made. I don't think the combination of AD and Drummond works very well.
That is without LeBron.
Well,
too big body taking too much space.
LeBron makes a huge difference.
He clogging up the lane too much.
And the other point,
yeah, without LeBron is the key, Pioneer. You can't judge. No, I'm saying without AD is the key. You can't judge Drummond and AD without LeBron. You need LeBron there to kind of is the glue, as the glue. You know?
Which is my observation. So them I don't think they play well together.
Hey, you hear me?
What I'm going to do, I'm going to give everybody 3 minutes to just so Pioneer, you go first. Pioneer, you go first. Give us your 3 minutes. Take either west or the east and GStar, then Pioneer, we have the close out.
You what me want to talk about? Me gonna listen to man them talk basketball, but you me want the man them for watch. I want to watch this feud between Kwame Brown, Steven Jackson. What the next dude where Derek Fisher
Becky with a good hair. Becky with a good hair.
Yo, you see, you hear. Hold up. This is what I want to talk about for a minute. You hear Gilbert Arenas said, I don't want none of this. He started it because I listened to all the smokes when it was all going off and Kwame Brown, right? Now Kwame Brown come out and he get real personal. And he like, 15 years of you all breaking me down. Your father is white. Which one of your father you hate? Yo, it's getting serious. And you see, as much as Steven Jackson and them talk about they running up on people, they ain't going to run up on Kwame Brown. I never know he got that history behind him. Him two brother, Kwame brother prison, his father prison for murder and all these hard life. He got so much struggles going on. He gonna hurt them. Gilbert Arenas was the first one.
Watch all the smoke, man. We've been following that too.
Yeah, it's
But
I'm watching it to see when it gets
G-Star,
violent. Yeah.
hold on a point. Like G-Star. What is a G-Star? Give a breakdown.
Give us your 3 minutes G-Star on it.
Yeah,
I'm
but
done. Take
Pina,
my minutes.
no, that little few there, you have to rate it still. You have to rate what Kwame Brown, because the truth is,
100. I like him
everybody's
coming out
been
and
kind of
stand up.
down on Kwame Brown from the Michael Jordan days
He's
as a
broken,
bust.
man.
And
He's
you understand
broken.
what I said? So
He's
you
broken. He
can
gotta come out and
understand
talk.
why I'm kind of go through where everybody feels say that he's a loser. And at the end of the day, dude is like, listen, I came from nothing. I made like 50, 60 million dollars. I'm good. You see what I say?
You know,
So I kind of
since
rate. I don't rate the personal stuff, but I rate the fact that he fired back at the man them,
what he
because
said,
there's only so much you can take. You get me?
you calling me soft.
Time permitting G-Star. Break down.
Yeah.
Break down the basketball now.
All right. So yeah, basketball now. Nets Lakers finals. Let's just go straight to that, right? Or Clippers, but let's just go Nets Lakers because that's what everybody wants to see. People sleeping on the Lakers, like the Lakers don't have a great supporting cast. Let me call it supporting cast.
That one is supporting.
Andre Drummond,
Mm-hmm.
Montrezl Harrell,
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Kuzma. I'm not gonna call it I shouldn't even call Wesley Matthews. I'm not calling him, right? Caruso plays ball. Schroeder and Mark Gasol mixed in there. Am I missing anybody? That's a nice.
Tucker.
Oh yeah, and THT, probably the player that
McLemore.
Yeah.
Matthews.
Oh, Ben McLemore. And Ben McLemore has been coming on, shooting that rock lights out in these last
Matthews.
games, you know. Yeah, no, I'm not calling him. Ben McLemore. No, I ain't calling Wes Matthews. Ben McLemore, and the next you would just call a while ago, THT. The Lakers have an exceptional supporting cast. So even if and when they lose to the Brooklyn Nets, there shall be no excuses for the Lakers saying that they didn't have a good enough team. And if they make it to the finals, if they're healthy enough to make it to the finals, you're healthy enough to win the finals, right? Assuming that nothing tragic happens, right? I'm worried about the Brooklyn Nets. Let me tell you what I'm worried about the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets almost, to me, have like an entitled attitude. Like they have to make it to the finals. Like you understand? Like God definitely touched them and say, "Yo, you know what?
You just said G-Star. Them too cool for school."
Yeah, they're too cool for school. And there's one, and then the second thing is the mentality. So if the Brooklyn Nets are down by 2 points with 1 minute and they pass the ball to Blake Griffin in the corner, do I have confidence that Blake Griffin is going to hit that shot in the corner? I'm not sure, because Blake Griffin hasn't shown the mental toughness over the years to be clutch, right? So that is
What on the final? You're forgetting a G-Star. The Brooklyn Nets supporting cast is not normal.
No, it's top notch. The Brooklyn Nets supporting cast.
And Joe Harris is falling off in the late that season. I look for they stop playing him for a couple games. I mean, I look for when him come back. Don't forget them have DeAndre. When you talk about who has big men, don't forget them have DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
Don't forget
Bruce
Brown. Don't forget
what I want you to know. Hold on, let me make a point. What I want you to know is when it comes time to playoff basketball, just basketball in general, the defense don't want to give up certain things. There's a strategy. The defense is tactics. And if you're going to give up any shot, are you going to give up a shot to Kyrie? No. Are you going to give up a shot to KD? No. Are you going to give up a 3 to James Harden? No. Are you going to give up a 3 to Joe Harris? No. So what are you going to give up? You have to give up something. And I'm saying is, do you have confidence in Blake Griffin to hit that corner 3 when you're down by 2 with a minute left, because it's a momentum play, right?
So I'm going to drive to the basket and dunk it.
All right. So all I'm saying is, maybe the Brooklyn Nets won't have to overcome that. Maybe they can front run all the way to the championship. But what I'm saying is, if you're not front running, if you're down 2-1 in a series to Miami or to Milwaukee, how is it you're going to respond? That is my worry for the Brooklyn Nets. If they're not front running, how can they come up big, show
My
hard?
final word is that the Clippers and the Nets will be in the finals. If it's not the Clippers and the Nets, it's the Clippers and the Heat. And all of that, I have changed my pick from Utah all because we don't have a healthy Donovan Mitchell, and we don't know what condition Conley is in. But I think the Clippers is coming out of the West, and I think the Brooklyn Nets are coming out of the East. And the only team, as I said, that can give the Brooklyn Nets any problems would be the Miami Heat. So if Brooklyn's gonna get beaten, it's gonna be by Miami.
All right, yeah, all right. So listen, watch me now. So my prediction remain the same. Brooklyn and LA. Of course, because we support New York, you don't want Brooklyn win. That is just straight. But really, if I were a betting man, I would bet on the Brooklyn Nets. But we can't forget LeBron James championship pedigree, and that he makes players better. So I could see this going down to Game 7 overtime, final, and in that moment, I am that. Yeah, almost. I am sure sports is not sure what will happen, but I could see it like that.
Brooklyn and LA meets in the final, and Lakers meet in the final. It is
I have Brooklyn winning, obviously.
Brooklyn. All right, find it, and then we close up. Go ahead.
I personally don't care who comes out of the West because no one will be beating the New Jersey Nets.
Brooklyn.
Hype the Brooklyn Nets. Hype. Well, if a New Jersey, them the day Meadowlands, nobody will be beating that high power offense. You can't stop them. You can't beat them. That's all me have to say.
All right.
So I don't care who. If the Clippers come out of the West, it's the same treatment as if it's the Lakers coming out. Yes, GStar.
Final. You remember Kenny and
GStar, watch it now because we have to. Yeah, man.
I'm watching the Nets before them. I'm watching the Nets before with
I'm just letting them know that I'm authentic from them time. They are the Nets fan. Kenny Anderson was my favorite point guard one time.
Okay.
Watch out, Armand Gilliam, Chris Morris, and all of them dudes, man. It's been out. I've been out here, man.
Watch it. So, hey, yeah, man, blessing. So we have to close off the program. We're going to do this again. You understand me? Thanks all the persons. We had some persons watching. Bless up. Roots Millie. I mean, who else we have? We had Judith. We had Countryman. Respect. Thanks, Piney, for chipping in. Though you were coming in from work and I eat your curry chicken. Big up GStar. Really appreciate the support. Pioneer and travel all the way from Montego Bay just to be here and him have to go back down and all of them things. So respect and appreciate. Remember, share the video, you understand me? Share the video, let people know. So when I do it again, we can have more persons on it. Thanks again. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna do it at the end of the first round and make it bigger and better. Have a blessed evening to one and all. Like I said, we do it again. Appreciate the time. Enjoy the rest. Stay safe. You understand me? If you drink, don't drive. And if you smoke, stay alive.
One love, everybody. 144, 117 at final score.
Yeah.